It's official. Donald Trump wants Americans to pay for the border wall. And today we're learning the Pentagon is now formally directing $400 million that was designed to serve as island recovery for the devastation from Hurricane Maria. Well, that's going elsewhere. The administration also taking money from military projects all over the country. You're looking at just some of the headlines we found on all of this. Today, even Donald Trump's allies over at Fox News are saying, well, there's at least one obvious problem for him politically, which is this is all drawing clear attention to how he broke a promise, and they're saying he should have never promised Mexico would fund the wall.
Trump raised elementary schools to pay for a wall. Mexico off the hook. He's right. The president never should have said Mexico is going to pay for the wall, although he says they're going to get it in fees at border crossings.
I think he did think initially that he would find a way for Mexico to pay for it, but as we know, that did not work.
Congressman Anthony Brown of Maryland joins me. 2 military projects there are being canceled to help fund this wall. First, given your role in that local representation aspect, before we get to everything else, is this good for your constituents? Is it good for Maryland?
No, first of all, Ari, it's actually 3. It's bad for my constituents, it's bad for Maryland, and it's bad for the country. One of them is a child care center. You have children right now who are in a World War II era building that's dilapidated. We would have built capacity, given them a modern facility, but instead we've got families whose children will now be on a wait list, and they're going to spend $10,000 more per family, per child, for child care because Donald Trump wants to build a wall. It impacts morale, and which impacts military readiness.
And sometimes what we have to do is hold officials accountable, take them at their word, even if they lie a lot. I want to play for your response, the president, then candidate Trump's claims about who would pay for the wall. Take a look.
Believe me, Mexico's paying for the wall, okay? That's it.
If I win, if I become president, Mexico will pay for the wall.
And by the way, Mexico will pay for the wall. They will pay for the wall. That I can tell you.
Mexico's going to pay for the wall. They don't know it yet. They don't know it yet.
They're starting to have a very good idea, but that's okay. And Mexico's going to pay for the wall, and they'll be happy to do it.
Are Democrats going to hammer that aspect of this? There's what he is taking the money from. You just spoke to that. But there's also what looks to be one of the greatest, now most famous broken promises in modern American history.
No, we're absolutely going to do that because Mexico's not paying for the wall. It's the American taxpayers. But I think it's important to put a face on who is really paying for it. It is that family with a child who now no longer has military child care. It is that special forces unit in Europe who no longer has a facility to support their important and most often dangerous mission. It's the residents and service members in Puerto Rico. You mentioned this in the opening, who are not going to have a power generation plant that was destroyed in Hurricane Maria restored with that funding. So that's who's actually paying for it, and that's the face of the people who are impacted by the president's misleading statement throughout his campaign.
While I have you, I also want to ask on immigration. As you know, a lot of controversy and some backtracking about people inside the United States awaiting health care, sometimes for life-threatening conditions. ACLU and civil rights groups are now filing against the Trump administration with a lawsuit. They're calling it a, quote, abrupt termination of this longstanding program that protects seriously ill people from deportation and what they call the risk of death. The administration's action, they argue, is unconscionable and also illegal. Your view of that suit, and what do you and Democrats in Congress intend to do about this issue?
Right. Well, listen, Congress is going to stay vigilant on whether it's the military construction project issue or whether it's this health care and immigration issue. And we also know that there are many lawsuits pending against this administration, ranging from the border wall to we saw a recent case on the citizenship question and now on health care and immigration. So those battles need to happen in the courts, but it's not a substitute for the work that Congress has to do. So whether we're using our oversight role, appropriations, and we've got appropriations coming up this month in September as we pass a budget. We've got to use all the tools available to make sure that we're holding this administration accountable.
Congressman Brown, thank you as always. Good to talk with you.
Thanks, Ari.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.